Hello. Welcome back to DanPlays. Probably a fairly quick one for right now. But I thought this would be a good one to play because today is Saturday the 13th, as I record this, the 13th of September. And that means today is the 40th anniversary of the Japanese release, the original release of Super Mario Brothers. So why not play Super Mario Brothers? So I don't think the game itself needs any introduction. It's a classic for a reason. Legendary game, very influential game, a game that you could certainly say essentially saved the video game industry from the crash of 1983. First came out in 1985 and kind of resurrected the with the Nintendo Entertainment System, kind of resurrected the American home video game market, which had largely died off a couple of years ago, a couple of years previously, rather. Um, I mean, the Nintendo Entertainment System in general kind of gets the credit for that, but Super Mario Brothers was the killer app for that system. So, great game. It was a great game 40 years ago. It's still a great game now. I'm sure you've played it if you're watching this, but if you haven't, play it. It's where it all started. It's not Mario's first game. Mario was, of course, originally in Donkey Kong Jr., and Mario Brothers, regular Mario Brothers, prior to Super Mario Brothers. But you know, kind of the game that really ultimately made him a household name. Donkey Kong was a huge success, but when it was first released, he was still called Jumpman. And he was actually a villain in Donkey Kong Jr., the only game to date where Mario was actually the bad guy. So yeah, this is the one that kind of established Mario as the household name. But yeah, I don't think it really needs any more introduction than that. As far as my personal history, obviously it was the first game I played on the NES, and it was kind of revelatory. Even though I'm firmly of the NES generation, my first system was actually an Intellivision, hand-me-down from my dad. So I'm kind of like, I guess, grandfathered into that previous gaming generation. Um, so I was kind of used to, mostly single screen games, arcade style. So with the games without a specific ending and things like that. Star Strike on Intellivision, I guess, is the exception there. Um, but yeah, it was kind of mind blowing the first time I played it, and it wasn't even new then. It was several years old by the time I actually got an NES. But yeah, it was like a revelation as to what video games can be. In my personal collection, I have like in my permanent personal collection, I have not counting stuff like the Repro World Championship cartridge I have, and the NES edition World Championships for Switch, which has like the last challenge for Super Mario Brothers, and that is to literally just beat Super Mario Brothers, which I did do. That challenge, I cleared all the challenges for this game on that. Um, but yeah, not counting stuff like that, I do have 4 copies of this game in my permanent collection. This is my original copy that came with my NES, the very cartridge that came with the very console I'm playing it on. Um, and obviously, you can see already it's the Mario Duck Hunt cartridge, the combo pack. But I do also have in my collection, I have the single cartridge version of Super Mario Brothers for NES. I have the triple cartridge that came with the what was it like the this was the action set that came with this cartridge. What was the name of this challenge set? No, I don't think it was the challenge set. Whatever the set was that came with the power pad. Because I had a triple cartridge with Mario Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meet on it. And somewhat more recently, I actually got a copy of the Japanese Famicom cartridge, which is the exact same game, no changes at all, but still neat to have. Um, I also think I have like a box with like duplicate games in it that I might sell off at some point. And I'm pretty sure there's at least one copy of Mario/Duck Hunt in that, maybe more than one. So at least in my permanent collection, I have four copies of this game at least. And again, there are other things that it's in. There's like Super Mario Brothers Deluxe on Game Boy Color, I think that was for. Again, there's the World Championships on Switch. There's the I have a repro of the NES World Championship cartridge, not a real one, obviously, but yeah. So yeah, it is technically in those too. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm probably out of practice. I don't know if I'll actually beat it. Beat three is always the world I have trouble with. In this, that's not an easy level when you get to the Hammer Brothers that are just on the ground. That always screws me up. So I don't know if I'll actually beat it or not, but we will warp, so it'll be a short playthrough. We'll see what happens anyway. It may not be the most impressive run, but we're just doing it for fun and to celebrate the anniversary. 40 years of Super Mario Brothers. Here we go. There we go. That's the title screen right there. In fact, this blanket right here is actually this title screen. I know you can't see it too well, but anyway, 1-1, the introductory level. One of the best design levels in video game history because it introduces you to every aspect of the gameplay, basically. It has all the power-ups, it has, like, the basic enemies, it has hidden stuff, so it kind of gives you an introduction to the idea that there can be hidden things in the game. If you do this right, there's a hidden one up here. If you do this just right, you can get the one up and still go down the warp pipe. So let's see if I can pull that off. There we go. Usually, you kind of end up, by getting the one up, you usually end up kind of scrolling the pipe to that coin room off the screen. So we actually end up skipping most of 1-1 to do that. But anyway. Oh, that was a bad jump. Alright, well, better than nothing. I am probably pretty rusty. The last time I played through this in its entirety was the World Championships on Switch. And again, the last challenge for Super Mario Brothers in that is basically just be Super Mario Brothers. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, come on. Yeah, off to a good start already. Yeah, that's some satisfying Goomba stomp in there. Two at once. Hey, so that was embarrassing. That's like the earliest I've died in that game, in this game, in years, I think. Kind of wasted that one up too. Incidentally, the one-up trick, in what is it, 3-1 or 3-2, where you kick the shell against the stairs, I could never do that. Really, I have pulled it off a couple times, but I've never like effectively been able to do that trick for some reason. I don't know why. Theoretically, it's not hard. Like I know how to do it. I just, for some reason, have never been good at pulling it off. But yeah, I mean, just perfect controls in this. Controls just are so fluid, feeling. All right, so again, we're going to use the warp zones, which in a way is maybe like it does handicap you a little bit because you don't get as many extra lives um, as you make your way through the levels. I would say Mario 3 actually is a bigger penalty for warping, just because in Mario 3, if you're playing all the way through, you get a lot of extra lives built up, and you also get items built up that you can save for the end game. And if you don't get those by warping, you kind of hamstring yourself. Um, so I think Mario 3 is harder than this one by warping, maybe. Of course, yeah, becomes when I'm in the level with Lakitu there. That was a good jump. Not quite the very top, but oh well, close enough. It's your sister. She hasn't come in while I'm doing this in a while. All right, so we'll do the warp zone this level too. Yeah, again, I'm playing this on the exact anniversary of the game's original release. The video itself, I'm sure, is not going to come out then. There it is. I used to call those coin pockets. I don't know if anybody else uses that term for them. The, like hidden bricks that have coins. Alright, so boom, boom, boom. Well, of course, the fun thing with the beanstalk is you can do that on the top of it. Alright. I always like the mushroom platforms in some levels. The trees too, but the mushroom platforms I always thought were especially cool. The one, Eat One is not really a hard level except for that one jump, and you probably know the one I mean. But it is a very long level. Remember which pipe you can actually go down? There we go. That'll save a little time. And if I can keep the fire flower to E3, that'll help a lot. Again, one thing that always tends to screw me up is the Hammer Brothers in E3 that are on the ground instead of on their platforms. Is there one up here? I think there is. That you have to meet like a certain criteria of coins in previous levels, so I don't think we have it. Up. Nice. Alright, so that's the precursor to the jump. This is the jump, I believe. Yeah. There we go. Nice. I think we're getting close to, yeah, this is the end. There we go. That went well. I forgot Latitude was in 8 too. Alright, smile, you son of a bitch. Get him off our back for a little bit at least. I know you don't actually have to jump over those small gaps, but what, you can just walk over it? This level's definitely a little more chaotic than 8-1. I mean, the Lakitu, the bullet bills, the piranha plants all over the place. Paratroopers. Oh, this is another bad jump, actually. Ah! It helps us to make that noise when you do it. Oop, is the end already? There's, yeah. 5,000, got the top finally. Yeah. Alright, so again, my goal here is to try to get through this with the son of a bitch. Never mind. I was gonna try to get through this with the fire flower intact. Alright, well, I just made it harder for myself, but good news is a small Mario, you can avoid some of these bullet bills more easily. Just fly over you. Come on. There we go. I think there's, what, two sets where they have their platforms, and then I think. And I think the next ones are, yeah, they're just on the ground. Oh, that's how you get past them. You have to, like, stay inside the range of their hammers, and then jump under them, or run under them, rather, when they jump. Ah, damn it. I hope I hit the checkpoint. Ah, this is embarrassing. Told you I'd probably be rusty. That's been, what, 2 years at least. And that was, again, the run on Switch. Which is actually harder, because you're trying to get through it in time limit and stuff. Oh, I wish I had kept that fire flower. Damn it! Come on. Yeah, you're not distracting at all. Hello. Sorry, cat break. Hey, settle down. Uh, got him. Got him. Okay, actually. Oh! Oh, that seemed like a good idea. And this is my last life, too, isn't it? Well, I don't know. Do I want to keep going after embarrassing myself like this? Did Contra 1 continue, but Mario 1 got me. Uh, well, happy birthday, Mario. Sorry your party's so lame. Anyway, Yeah, why not? What is it? B and start or A and start? Okay. We'll give it one more shot. With one continue, obviously. Hey, Adrian, come join me. Actually forgot about that star there. There we go. Actually good at that jump. A lot of people say that's the hardest jump in the game, and it probably is. There, there she is. Alright, you haven't been on camera for this in a while, so come here. Here we go. Here's the lovely Miss Adrian making a cameo here. She's been a little bit elusive for a while on DanPlays, but yeah, here's my other lady here. You good? Okay. Anyway, oh boy, I like that sound. Nice. Right, go whack at you there. Oh boy. Um, Fantastic. Just getting sloppy now. I'm recording this after playing. In my defense, I'm recording this after I played Pirates for however long that took. You could actually do the if I could reliably do it, and again, I've never been good at it. But theoretically, you could do that one-up trick on this stairway, I believe. Alright, so at least we can get a do-over with this one up here. Where is it? I guess I scrolled it too far off the screen. That's about how this run's going. Bloody fantastic. Yeah, this has been embarrassing. Oh well. Come on. There we go. I guess Lakitu gives up. There. Come on. Scrolled it off the screen again. I think the mushroom's here. Boom! This is kind of tricky. Yeah. Cool. That's my last life anyway. Come on. Gotcha. Alright, we're moving on. We're moving on. Oh, come on. How did that not hit him? Oh, I'll use my invincibility freeze. But we actually got past it. Kind of winning ugly, but I probably should have, you know, to have a good showing. I should have done practice runs. But all right, so this is the maze. The key to this maze, this is actually when you know the trick to it, it's actually easy. Anytime you see fire, it's the pipe right after you see fire. Here's fire. We go in this pipe. Heal here. Should be a hidden block somewhere here. There it is. Actually, another advantage for small Mario is if you walk along the bottom in the water levels, the bloopers actually can't touch you. Alright, so there's the lone hammer brother here. Getting close. Wait for him to jump. Alright, here we go. Smile, you son of a bitch. Ah! Alright, well, we got it. Not a clean run at all by any chance, stretch. Had to use a continuum, but got got kind of lucky on that. The last life too. That's pretty good. I have beaten it on one life by warping, and I have beaten it, you know, not necessarily on one life, but I've beaten it playing it all the way through. But yeah, I don't think I've ever beaten it with one life left before. So yeah. Anyway, there she is. There's Peach, or Princess Toadstool still at this point. Better be grateful though for that run. And then even 80,000 points because that's after continuing, so my score got wiped. Um, yeah, of course, Nintendo, I guess, officially friends on Mario now. Said that he and Peach are just friends. So anyway, I'm not gonna do the second quest or anything. Um, so that's it. Not a clean run again, but for the anniversary, we got to the end. We got Mario his happy ending. Phrase that better. Insert meme of Archer saying phrasing here. Um, but yeah. Anyway, we did it. So that's Mario for the 40th anniversary, recorded September 13th, 2025. Posted probably at least a day after that. Probably a couple of days, since I'll maybe space it out with the Pirates, the conclusion of that. But anyway, thank you for joining me. This has been Dan Plays, so hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you again.